barbershop conversations, man. First, let me start off by saying, at the end of the day, I'm happy we get in the fights. I'm happy we will get Jamal Charlo out the way, his 2-year hiatus. I believe they'll put David Benavidez and Canelo in September to build him up. Maybe David Benavidez will fight some recognizable name. I don't know who that may be. Maybe he'll get Jamal Charlo after he loses. I don't know, but the reality is the optics are beautiful. Everybody's on the same side of the street now, so now we can get the fights, but it won't be no more free fights. You know what I mean? There will be no more boxing free for all. And I'm not mad if the fights are the fights. But the truth is, this is an admission of failed concepts. Fred, what are you talking about? I'm gonna be very deliberate in this conversation. This proves Jamal Charlo is not a star. This proves Jamal Charlo is not a star because they've already done the metrics. Earl Spence versus Jamal Charlo doesn't move the meter. Terrence Crawford, Jamal Charlo doesn't move the meter in terms of them staying afloat. Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder doesn't move the meter. Keith Thurman, Earl Spence doesn't move the meter. You blew it with Gary Russell, and Leo Santa Cruz didn't turn him into a star. Tank Davis is unpredictable. You can't put your business in the hands of Tank Davis. And the reality is, Al Heyman can't create a star. He can create popular people, but he can't create someone to carry the sport. Now, I know that's an emotional reaction out of y'all in terms of Tank Davis, but Tank Davis financial providers, Showtime, Paramount Plus, Paramount Global, and Steven Espinoza said the most he's done is like 225, and that was against Rolly. So that tells you that he's not doing the numbers by himself as a leading man. He sells out, but he hasn't sold out Vegas yet, has he? He hasn't sold out. And you guys are going to say Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about him as the leading man. You can argue who was the bigger star, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. We can't argue who's the better fighter by far. But who's the bigger star? That's debatable, depending on who you ask, But that was a match made in heaven. Everyone is profitable. Now, can Tank Davis carry PBC? It's going to be tough. Can Canelo do it? His guarantee is going to be so high, that they got to do 1.5 million buys. Can PBC do 1.5 million buys? We don't know. They have to, because 1 million buys is only $100 million. Half of it goes to the network. Canelo gets his cut. You know what I mean? And PBC got to get deferred money. So we don't know. Like, it's all up in the air. And it just failed, man. Joey Spencer failed. I'm talking about in terms of being a star. He recently lost. Leo Santa Cruz couldn't become a star. Carl Frampton couldn't become the international star they asked for. Mikey Garcia was not the Canelo. They wanted Mikey Garcia to be Canelo. To be Canelo, not beat Canelo. He failed at that. They just didn't have it. You know what I mean? And it's all in marketing, shoulder programming, and how you present your... I don't have the answer. I just know the work. I just know you consistently put out content every day. The one thing that failed PBC has is they don't have no cyber force. They don't have someone full-time doing the internet, last I checked, but that was during COVID. I don't know if they have it now, but they don't do little vignettes, little shoulder programming on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. It's just like their footage. It's not like something that they've created. Maybe they should just do, if they ain't got the money, just do a live podcast. You know, simple as that. You know, Fox has pulled their plugs, and Al Heyman is trying to create something without network money. So Al doesn't have the network money, so he's trying to replace that with pay-per-view money. And the reality is, it's just, they just biding their time, and you know, it just is. I mean, it's going to end up being like a Triple G contract with HBO, DAZN. Same thing with Canelo, because, again, if Canelo was that great of a deal, Bob Arum would jump all on it. Trust me. Bob Arum has a niche for that. You know what I mean? He did it with, he done did it twice in the past 3 years. He's done it with Tyson Fury, and he's done it with Jake Paul. So Bob Arum and Al Heyman know the real numbers from the networks. You know, you can't be working hand in hand with these guys for this long and not know what the real numbers are. So can Tank Davis and Isaac Cruz do 1 million pay-per-view buys? You know, that's what you need. 300,000 pay-per-view buys with a Canelo guarantee. You got to stay afloat. And we'll sit back and see, man. But we're getting a Jamal Charlo Canelo fight. I'm happy. You know, he's getting rid of his books. He's getting rid of y'all Negroes. He's getting rid of y'all. Shout out to, every black PBC fighter is taking a pay cut. It's just insane. I shouldn't say every, because I haven't spoken to everybody, but many PBC fighters have taken a pay cut. So that's where we're at with that. I appreciate you guys sending me the information. Y'all sent me, and I'm not on Twitter, so y'all keep on DMing me the Twitter stuff, man. I saw Leonard Ellerbe bragging and boasting for no reason. You know what I mean? The optics are beautiful, but the money got to be there. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's just where we're at. PBC fighters will still only fight once a year. Earl will still only fight once a year. Wilder still will only fight once a year. Jamal Charlo will be off the books. Al Heyman will get his money back from what was owed to him from Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo doesn't sell tickets. He doesn't even get the respect from the writers and the media. He's not even in the pound-for-pound top 10. You know, so it's rough sledding, man. It's rough sledding. But when you look at the other side of the street and you look at Big Baby Anderson, who's fighting a PBC fighter, how they built him up and how he has his day, you know. Shakur Stevenson, he's had 2 sellout fights in his city. They're building him up. Top Rank has just done a better job. And imitation is the greatest form of flattery, man. And that's just the reality of it. Y'all can be offended. If you mad at me for using Bob Arum as the epitome or the example, then you got to be mad at Devin Haney for signing with him. Then you got to be mad at Shakur Stevenson for signing him. Then you got to be mad at Al Heyman for signing Canelo. It's not about black, y'all. It's about money. Because yesterday, Canelo was a duck. Canelo didn't sell. Floyd Mayweather said, I don't know how long ago this was, but he said, I beat him bad. That was, he said something sarcastic, right? And everyone ran with that. Now today, it's about Canelo is the savior of the PBC. You know, it's a big signing. It is. It's like Herschel Walker going to the Minnesota Vikings. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, man. It's like Russell Wilson. Basically, it's going to be Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos, dog. You know, I mean, it is what it is, man. It ain't going to, it's not going to create new revenue. It's not going to bring in any new boxing fans. He's not exciting. He has a great base, but it's not growing. It's not trending upward, you know, and but you got to understand business to know where I'm coming from. Canelo is flat now at this point. He's going to do his 700,000 buys. He's going to do his, I don't know what his metrics are, but I'm just going to, I know he's going downward. So I'm just going to say between 500,000 and 1 million. That's basically what he's doing right now, right? Somewhere in between there, right? So he'll do that. And I think David Benavidez and not Charlo, but David Benavidez and Errol Spence have a chance to do over 1 million pay-per-view buys. And it is what it is, man. If I'm Errol Spence, I wouldn't take that fight. It sounds good. It sounds beautiful, but I want to see how he looks against Terrence Crawford. If he molds through Terrence Crawford, shit, I still don't know. I mean, I don't know, but that's going to be next in May. That's for sure. And it's going to be a hell of a fight. You know, you got to have that fight in Vegas. It can't be in Texas, man. You need to charge $30,000 for them seats, man. And you need a cap on seats. But if you don't have a cap on seats, then people just going to wait. People just going to wait. If there's like a 17,000 person cap on seats, people get anxious. But when you know you got 70,000 seats, man, and no one's ever rushing. So, and I think Jerry Jones owns the parking, so you're not getting the money on the parking. So yeah, man. I genuinely wish y'all well. Like, I have no respect for, what's that man, Al Heyman? I have no respect for him. The careers he's destroyed, the people he's just a liar. He's just not a, and I'm the only one that has the courage to say something, man. Fighters fighting once a year, still saying thank you, Al Heyman. I don't care at this point. I'm just telling y'all the truth. The fact is, this is basically Brett Favre going to the Minnesota Vikings. This is Herschel Walker going to the Minnesota Vikings. This is Joe Montana going to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is Dominique Wilkins going to the Clippers. You know, so on and so forth, man. I'm just giving you guys, Canelo is on the other side of his prime, but let's see how fast he descends. Hopefully he can stay at a level of great competitiveness, you know, so, but we'll see. I don't know how many fights it is. It's being reported as 3. I'm just going off the assumption that it's 3. I believe they'll go Charlo. What's the other guy's name? Spence. And what's the guy's name? Caleb Plant. And because Caleb Plant knows something I don't know, he said revenge tour. So maybe he'll get a Canelo fight. You know, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll get it next May and then build up David Benavidez. I don't know. We'll see where Earl. I think it's contingent upon July 29th. If Errol Spence looks like a world beater, he'll get 11 months off and he'll fight Canelo in May. You know, if I'm Errol Spence, I mean, it's prize fighting, right? How can I tell a man not to go get $20 to $30 million? I'll fight anybody for that much money. So I wouldn't have Errol Spence as a favorite going up to meet Canelo where a man is waiting on you, you know. But Canelo may be weight drained. 164, 165 might be the catch weight. So we'll see how that pans out. But we'll see, man. You know, he could be the first person to go 147 undisputed to, he literally can go 147 undisputed, 154 undisputed, and 168. It got to be, and 168 undisputed. That would be amazing. You know what I mean? And then figure out how to get a belt at 160. He'd be a 4-division world champion. Good luck. I mean, that's typically how it goes, you know, but this is just basically what I'm telling y'all. I know it's an emotional roller coaster, but if your favorite black YouTuber is celebrating Al Heyman signing Canelo when yesterday he was a duck, then you got to question them. Are they narrative-driven, black-driven, truth-driven, money-driven? And that's the case, because that's just it. You know, I'm going to stay consistent. You know, I wasn't consistent about five years ago, and I understand that. I was slightly biased, you know, but in 2018, I was like, somewhere in there, I was like, oh, shit. This shit is a fraud. From the black fans to the black fighters to the black advisors, black managers, black trainers. Oh, man, it's a facade, dog. It's a facade. So I just stick to my little YouTube channel, and we got a game in about an hour. So I'm about to go coach, and I appreciate you guys. So there you have it. The optics looks beautiful. Optics looks amazing. But keep in mind, Canelo comes over and gets a fight date before who? Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell, Jamel Charlo. Who else are the other stars? Tank is in prisons, but Tank has done great this year. And so on and so forth. So, I'm just the one speaking the truth, Al don't believe in Pan-Africanism. Y'all have a good day, man. Peace.